Welcome to the Cave Creek Town Council meeting. This is March 17th of 2025. Meeting is now called to order. We've had a silent roll call, I presume. And we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public announcements. Does council have any? The rodeo's coming up. I guess we got the parade this weekend, and then we have the rodeo itself thereafter. Sounds like everything is cooking. I see a lot of activity, and I understand the tables are in and the bar is in up in the new aspect of. Oh, the sheriff's here. Yeah. If you just give us 1 minute and we'll get you up there, Jerry. So the rodeo is coming up. In fact, that's where I met your wife. She was on the Cave Creek Rodeo Committee, I believe, for a while. Jerry, right?
That's my other wife.
Oh.
Oh.
Yes, Mike.
And here,
I think he's gonna get himself into trouble now. Wait, he's got more than one.
whoops. Well, there goes all of our sheriff relationships. It's gone.
Thanks, Mayor.
Okay, well, we'll hurry right through this stuff. Call to the public.
I have no one wishing to speak.
Okay, town manager report.
Real quickly, I just wanted to report on a few items of interest to the mayor and council. Last Saturday, we had about 125 residents that took advantage of the green waste drop off over at our water ranch that was held on Saturday from 8 to 12 noon. We have another one of those coming up on April 9th from 8 to noon at the water ranch as well. With the weather, the inclement weather, we were very surprised. That was a good number, and I believe that was the highest number we've had. I think the next highest was 108 people. So it was a pretty good number. Also, we had a wildfire preparedness meeting held last Thursday at 3:30 at the fire station on Cave Creek Road. Really outstanding presentation. I want to do a shout out to Jim Ford, who organized that, helped develop all the materials and had some really fantastic speakers. All of our partners that are involved in wildland fires were there. We're going to have another one of those events coming up on April 9th over at the Desert Foothills Library, and that will be held at 3:30 on April 9th. So that's all I have at this time.
Okay, very good. And with that, Jerry, if you wanted to come up, we are very fortunate to have our new sheriff, Jerry Sheridan, here. Congratulations, you got a heck of a job.
Don't tell anybody, but it's been fun so far. But thank you, Mr. Mayor and the council members. Tom, good seeing you again. It's been have you been on the council the whole time since?
No, I
Okay.
had a recovery period.
Oh, okay. All right. So you had a relapse like me and came back out of retirement. So I'm very happy to be your sheriff, and I mean that sincerely. And when I say your sheriff, I work for all of you. And that's basically my philosophy as the elected sheriff. I work for all 4.6 million people, but we have a unique relationship in the fact that the town contracts with MCSO for their police service. And that was something that back in 1995, when I became the chief over the Patrol Bureau, I was the captain up here, by the way, when I got promoted to chief. And I made it a goal of mine to really entrench the sheriff's office into the concept of contracting for law enforcement. And currently we have 7 towns that we contract with. I wish it was 70. I actually did a lot of research back in the day. I went over to LA because they do it, and they have cities with 1 million people that they contract with the sheriff for, because it's a benefit to the taxpayers, it's a benefit to the sheriff, and it's a benefit to the town because we all share resources together. And it's a great way to do business in that regional concept of law enforcement. It benefits me, the sheriff, in a couple of ways, in that we can share resources between communities and the unincorporated areas. And you also get the benefit of getting deputies when you need them here, and you don't pay for those people. So that's how it works. And then the other thing is, from a political standpoint, it also benefits the sheriff because I have a closer relationship with the town because of that relationship we have together. So I'm very grateful to be your sheriff. I'm happy to be here. I'd love to meet all of you when the meeting's over and shake your hands. And I tried to do this during the campaign, but campaign all got so out of control towards the end, I wasn't able to do it. One of the other things that I'd like to do is maybe an annual breakfast with the council, with the mayor, just so we get to know each other on a personal basis too, because it's important for you to know. And we've got a great captain here. I think he's a great captain. Actually, I have to I'll give it to you in public, but I just took Kate Brophy McGee. She is one of your board members for a tour of one of the jails that we had. And that's why I got here a little late. And she says, "Oh, I want you to do me a favor and tell Captain, Dave, yeah, what a great job he did in taking care of one of her constituents." And she wanted me to tell you personally, so I'll tell you publicly. So there you go. And if you have any questions, please let me know. We can do it here or we can do it when the meeting's over.
Well, I do have one comment. I think one of we've had a couple of incidents, seems like at Walmart, but we've had a couple of incidents up here that, boy, the crimes were solved just like that. And we don't have many crimes. So when something like that happens and it's solved so quickly, it really speaks well of Dave and the job that you're doing.
Well, I want to caution you, Mayor, that doesn't happen all the time, just
Yeah,
so
we
you know.
know it.
Okay. Maybe I should say, I was here the first day District 4 was opened. We had a little trailer down there at 32nd Street in Union Hills. I was a corporal and I came here and I spent, I don't know, the next 12, 15 years up here. And we had our sheriff's substation over at Sundial Circle and Carefree. If you've been around that long, I don't know. And then we moved down on Mohawk and Cave Creek Road. And I'm happy to see that the town's got the ability to have our substation right here with you, because we are a big part of this community and have been before it was a incorporated town. So thank you.
Thank you very much and appreciate you coming. Okay, on the consent agenda tonight is discussion of possible action regarding a lot split case number L 24-01 Morgan Taylor Homes, approval of the January 6, 2025 regular town council meeting minutes and approval of the January 21st, 2025 regular town council meeting minutes. Does anyone on council wish to hear more information on those? If not, we're ready for a motion.
Wait. I do have a question.
Okay.
Are we flipping the zoning here on the general plan?
No, this
No,
is not a
there's two
zoning.
apartments on there already. All they're doing is splitting the lot so that each one can be sold separately.
Okay.
But if you want to hear something,
No,
Luke's in-
that was my question.
okay.
I'm good.
Okay, I move that the consent agenda be approved.
Second.
All those in favor, are there any comments? All those in favors, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 7-0. General agenda items. Council discussion and possible approval of second reading of ordinance O 2025-02, amending Town Code Title 3, Administration, Chapter 30, Town Council, addressing regular town council meeting days, regular meeting times, and council agenda item voting procedures.
Mayor and Council, we are before you today for the second reading for ordinance 2025-02. The only change from the first reading was we did change the proposed meeting time to 5 o'clock instead of 4:30. That would begin in May. And again, a reminder, the proposed meeting date change would be from the first and third Mondays to first and third Tuesdays, and that would start in September. And then the last change would be changing all items that require, all items would require a voice vote, and we would be able to put items on consent agenda that we currently have to roll call vote for. And that would be it.
Questions?
And
So this is
and
second
again,
reading.
staff recommends approval, sorry.
This is second reading,
Second
so this
reading.
is the one that really counts.
Discussion?
Cynthia?
Yes, just as a point of discussion, not so much a question, but from our retreat, we discussed the benefit of having an earlier start time to accommodate staff, so as to cut some of their evening hours. So if that can be accommodated in the agenda, instead of having quarterly and staff reports to the end of the agenda, to move them earlier with the 5 o'clock start might be one benefit to being respectful of staff time away in the evenings. And the next item was concern about call to the public. With a 5 o'clock start or a 4:30 start, it was harder for public members to be available. And one item we discussed was the possibility of having a call to the public toward the end of the agenda as well, either instead of, in lieu of, or in addition to the call to the public at the beginning, just to make sure that the public feels like they have the opportunity to be here and participate.
Okay.
I think that's a good idea.
I do too.
Both of them.
Yep,
Yeah.
I think both of them are good ideas. That'd be an administrative thing you can take care of. Grady, you want to?
That's correct. That's a procedural thing. And would the council's desire be to start that call to the public at the end of the agenda, starting in May when the time change starts at 5?
I think you'd want it at the end of the staff reports. So typically your staff reports, depending, take anywhere from a half an hour to an hour or more.
So, Councilmember Rhodes, for clarification, you're suggesting that the call to the public be before or after the quarterly staff reports?
After the staff reports.
After the staff reports. Okay.
That would
thank
be
you.
my suggestion.
That's reasonable.
So we'll go ahead and plan it for May, and we'll see how that works. And I think it's great because those people that can't be here right at 5 when we start, it might be by the time 6 o'clock rolls or 6:30, then they have that opportunity to address the council.
Other questions or discussion? Okay, we're looking for a motion. Anybody?
So moved.
Okay, second. McGuire had the second. All those, any other discussion? See, all those,
I agree with Dusty,
okay,
whatever Dusty was going to say.
I was just gonna say it's a good idea.
I agree.
okay, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 7-0. We're on to the engineering and public works report.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Tyler Thurman, my deputy, and myself would like to look forward to giving you the Public Works and Engineering Report. Dusty, I hate to disappoint you, but I don't plan on exceeding an hour today.
I thought you were taking lessons from Sean. Sorry.
Oh, ouch.
So the quarterly report, what we have is the public works efforts that we've been doing in 2025, the trimming of the town right-of-ways, the pothole repair, roadway sweeping, and a list of other things. The only thing I want to add is the brush cleanup that we had this Saturday. And I believe the second one will be on the 19th of April that we will have, and look forward to everyone coming out. Tyler and I were saying that we felt that it was going to be a rather quiet day, and boy, were we wrong. The first, we opened at 8, but the first person showed up at 7:15, and we probably had 20 loads by the time 8 o'clock rolled around. The first item that we have is the pavement management plan update. That's going in progress. Scanning of the roads is complete. We would expect to have a draft report probably the 1st of April, give us what we're going to be doing for the next year. We'll go over that information with the selected consultants. But they will be giving us a updated pavement condition index, which will serve as our benchmarking for future, for our strategic plan goals and objectives. Projects that we've done this year, one, Tally Ho. This was a 2-inch, we ended up with 2 inches of asphalt over 2 inches of base course rather than chip seal. The water line was repaired, concrete curb and gutter and driveways were installed. I always like to do a before and after. There's the before on the left and the after on the right. Quite a difference in the roadway, and I did check up with some of the constituents who live on the road, and they're all happy with it. And we had the rain and it worked as planned. So happy with that.
I received, just so you know, I also received several comments on it. Good job.
Thank you. We're happy that it worked out. Its sister road was Tandem. And so same thing. This is looking downhill or west. And you can see the difference to the crossing of the stream that crossed the road, what it looked like before and what it looks like after. Again, 2 inches of asphalt, tilted one direction to pick up the water. And it also worked very well during the storm.
Hal,
Yes.
did this project meet budget? And if so, how much was the total?
The total, it didn't meet the original budget, but it met the budget that the council had authorized for the job. Came in right at budget. We did a little horse trading here and there, where it was supposed to have concrete curb and gutters or concrete driveways on all sides. I'll go back to the Tally Ho. But the consultant had only put in 12-foot wide driveways, and some of those driveways were much wider than that. So what we ended up doing was we exchanged the driveways on the north side. Instead of having them concrete, we had them asphalt. With a one-way crown, there was no reason to have them as concrete. And we were able to trade it out, and we were able to get the project to come in right on budget.
What was the total?
I'm trying to remember. I want to say that between the two projects was somewhere around $540,000 or $550,000, including but then we had the water line on top of it. So about, I think it was 700,000 and change with the water lines
For both streets?
for both streets.
I think it was more than that.
I want to say
I think it was, I
749.
thought it was almost $1 million.
I don't think so. I think it was 749. Our share was about 540 for the public works budget. I can confirm that.
That would be good.
Okay.
Was
Thank
Ralph
you.
Mahan happy?
Who?
Ralph, the end of the street.
Oh,
Yes.
Everybody is pretty much.
Okay, because
Yes.
the water, when it was going right, he was afraid it was gonna go right into his house.
yes. No, that didn't happen.
Okay, that's good.
And everything that we've had, we had quite a few individuals that we had to, that, let's put it this way, we did a lot of person to person with just about every member along Tally Ho in Tandem.
Awesome.
At least once, we met with every landowner or renter or whatever. So our next project is the northbound Cave Creek Road that we were doing in conjunction with the city of Phoenix. City of Phoenix didn't finish their water line, so we haven't finished our paving yet. There's a piece that's just north of the north entrance of Walmart up to Carefree Highway that still they have to come back to do for their final tie-in to the water system. They're delayed by APS getting their switchgear for their pump station. And so since we're piggybacking this project on their work, it makes no sense to go ahead. But from our line up to the north entrance to Walmart has all been repaved and is in great condition. The median enhancement project, we engaged Outdoor Systems Management to perform median enhancements along Cave Creek Road. Work included the scarification of the existing medians, addition of native soil materials and hydroseeding using native desert seed. We added 15 more trees along the medians to go with the over 200 cacti and desert plants that we had previously added. And so our public works staff waters those plants, the new trees, because we don't have irrigation in it. And as of the writing of this, we were waiting rainfall and the help of Mother Nature to start germinating the seeds in the hydroseed mix, and hopefully we will start seeing some of that. And we're including budget in 26 for additional hydroseeding and or enhancement. So some additional trees if we need them for our 26 budget. The pedestrian crossings, at the time I took these pictures, they weren't in, they are now operational. The only problem we have right now is and we're waiting on our consultant to come back and reprogram the center button on the crossing there at Kiwanis, because the medians work. You push a button and you get a flashing beacon to protect. I remember a few years ago when I started, we were talking about whether we'd have flags that would run back and forth across. Now we have the rapid flashing beacons, and at night, the crosswalks light up. So we actually have a street light that will be over the top of the crosswalks, so we can see people, especially in the dressed in black. You'll see the one at Harold's Roadhouse. You can see the light fixture that's actually on the crossing. And they've been working, so far reports are that they've been working well.
How-
Question.
Yes,
Yes, thank you. For the crosswalks that are not lighted, like the one at Prickly Pear Inn, for the crosswalks that are not lighted, like the one at Prickly Pear Inn, will those continue to be painted crosswalks available for pedestrians, or will those be closed down to move people toward the lighted crosswalks?
currently, we've only enhanced crosswalks, and we enhanced 2 crosswalks and we added 1. There has been no discussion at this point about decommissioning any
Okay.
crosswalks.
Thank you.
Hal, I have a question. Were the white stripes repainted on the existing crosswalks?
The white stripes have been only on the new crosswalks where they painted, and I don't know when we're waiting. Oh, what we're scheduled for tomorrow is the addition of the but not all the crosswalks, just the 3 new ones. The 3 new ones will have the thermal painting done on the new ones. So what you do is you temporarily paint them because you're normally putting them over an oil base. You have to let that sit for a while, and then you can put the thermal down so the thermal will bind. So the 3 new crosswalks will be further enhanced tomorrow to finish off the contract. But if we need the new ones if we need old ones painted, we can certainly look at getting that done.
I actually think that would be a good idea because they're beginning to fade.
Okay, we'll put that on our to-do
On the
list.
Wish list. Yes.
Not a wish list, a to-do list.
Okay.
We have good news on the tenant improvement, that we have now been able to authorize Muir to start as of today. We were able to work out some hiccups that had occurred with the food bank's contractor, and we're able to make it so that we could get in and restart. And that they should be probably by next Monday, they'll actually be in and start work. The application for MAG grants, we applied for $1.4 million in grants from Maricopa Association of Government to do Morningstar, 54th, and the portion of Spurcross Road between the end of pavement and the parking lot. I'm happy to report as of last week, we were awarded the grant.
Wonderful.
So it's 95% money, which means that the town will be responsible for 5% of the cost of the projects. And we also have to pay ADOT $30,000 to administer the contract, but other than that, so we'll be out about 120,000 of the 1.4 million.
How will Upper Spur Cross Road be widened? I've noticed a number of cars recently that are taking their half out of the middle. it
Well,
is-
we widened it once. We widened that spur
That
cross.
one section.
Yeah,
but-
we widened that one section once. We will see what we can do to widen it, but we have to have design plans and we'll see if there's an easy way to do it. We did widen that very narrow section of
Yeah,
it
thank you.
and we lowered it so
And
we
you
had
lowered
better
it,
sight
okay.
distance. We will see what we can do regarding the change, if it's something that can be done easily, but right now it's pretty much just a paving contract or a chip sealing contract.
Since the PBS program that highlighted Jewel of the Creek and social media, there's been a tremendous increase in the number of people, and especially into the Jewel of the Creek.
If I may, Councilmember McGuire, with us having this segment paved, part of the concern might be in widening it. It's already going to probably encourage people to drive faster than what they're driving now. And so I think it might be best, we'll take a look at it where the width might allow and accommodate where it makes sense. But I would probably caution us not to do widening as a general rule, just because we'll start seeing more people driving quickly down this paved
Yeah.
segment.
And maybe cutting back bushes then?
I don't know. Do you-
I don't, this is, you guys are the experts, so I leave it to you. I'll give ideas and I respect your expertise.
Yeah, we will, as part of this design process, we will get it to what is probable or safe and necessary to
Thank
do.
you.
But again, it's one of those where we will have we'll be watched by ADOT and make sure we're following the federal guidelines through the process.
Thank you,
Hence
Hal.
why our project, we put in that much money for this project.
Yeah.
Do you have any plans for any kind of traffic calming or control devices along that road right now?
Not at this time.
Okay.
The jarring of people's teeth tended to keep those speed down and that will sort of go away. What we're sort of looking forward to is not having to regrade it all the time.
Right.
The cost of the dust palliative that we've been doing has more than doubled. And so it's getting that chip sealing is going to be a lot better way in the future for the unpaved roads, just because keeping the dust down and the
We
cost
might
of.
want to change the speed limit from 25 miles an hour to 15 miles an hour. I mean, I take my pickup truck up there and it's a pretty good rattling at 15 miles an hour, but I've had people pass me, literally.
That can be done. And we will, if that's something that the council would like us to look at, it's a traffic control issue that would be brought back to council for approval.
I back up what he said and piggyback what Grady said earlier. I think there's going to be, if you just leave it wide
Yeah.
open, people are going to fly down there.
Yeah, but by ordinance, we would bring it back to you for that type of approval.
And I think what we're saying is you might want to bring it back to us.
I got that. Last Thursday, we opened bids. For the Cape Seal projects, we had 13 projects. The paving projects, we had 6 of them. We will be bringing those to you April 7th. We're currently checking cross-checking the math of the people and also checking the references of some of the contractors. For the paving projects, we received 5 bids and we received 3 for the Cape Seal projects. So we have, solid bids and actually a pretty good grouping. There's always one that decides that, well, if I can get this, I will. They were double what everyone else was, but on the paving, but really the Cape Seal, the 3 were all pretty close and tight. So those are the projects that we're going to be bringing to you on April 7th. And with that, I'll open up for questions and I'll yield my time to another group.
Any questions? Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. That's a lot of paving. We need it. Yeah. Okay, well, that completes our agenda tonight. Any objections to adjournment? No, meeting adjourned. Thank you.